Tensions between the U.S. and Iran quickly escalated when a U.S. airstrike on January 2nd killed a top Iranian general. The crisis threatens energy infrastructure and key shipping lanes in the Persian Gulf region. But what does that mean for Canadians? The Middle East produces about 1/3 of the world's oil. For more than 40 years, from the oil embargo of 1973 to the Libya oil crisis of 2013, conflict in the region has triggered spikes in oil and gasoline prices around the globe. But over the past few years, the world has become less reliant on Middle Eastern oil. That's due in large part to the U.S. shale oil boom. In September of 2019, America became, for the first time, a net oil exporter.
The Middle East isn't that important anymore for North American prices for fuel, although we do follow them. The reality is what happens in the United States is far more important. The country as a whole, going forward, I think pump prices across Canada will continue to remain low and likely go a little bit lower. There is an exception, and that's Vancouver and the Lower Mainland. That's mostly because it's probably one of the only regions of the country that relies on external sources to make up some of its fuel needs.
That's good news for motorists. But what about the stock market? Turns out, more is at play than the Middle East crisis.
And markets have really shrugged off most of the noise from the Middle East and the tragedy with the airliner. And that hasn't had any impact to the stock market. Actually, the market's rallied and gone to new all-time highs. And I think that's being a little bit naive. I think the market is overlooking a new degree of risk that's coming out of the Middle East and should be setting up for more volatility. But it's probably more across the market. We should expect more volatility throughout the year. And I think that should be expected as the new normal. This could be something to help the Canadian energy sectors, but it's probably not as much as it would have 10 years ago.
And remember, if you're a small investor saving for retirement, experts say your best bet is a diversified portfolio and riding out the short-term ups and downs of the market. That's your Money 1, 2, 3 for this week. I'm Erica Alini.